Hi everybody, so today I'm going to talk about the Express Entry. In January 2016, Express Entry complete 1 year since it came into effect. So Citizenship Immigration Canada, that now goes by a different name. It's called Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, so IRCC, made a report, an evaluation on the Express Entry system. So here is a little overview what the Express Entry is. So launched in January 2015, Express Entry is Canada's application management system for certain economic immigration programs, including Federal Skilled Worker Program, Federal Skilled Trades Program, Canadian Experience Class, and a portion of the Provincial Nominee Program. They say a portion of the Provincial Nominee Program because not all provinces and territories have Express Entry stream on their provincial nominee programs. There are the stream just for the Express Entry, right? Over 31,000 applications to apply to permanent resident have been issued, and almost 10,000 individuals, which includes the principal applicants and their family as dependents, and already landed in Canada and already are in Canadian soil as permanent residents. Provinces, territories, and employers have successfully used Express Entry to fulfill regional and labor market needs. This is because the Express Entry gives a clear emphasis on employer nominations to the if a candidate has a valid job offer with an LMIA, labor market impact assessment, the candidate gets 600 points on their application. The same with a province or territorial nomination. If a province gives a document, which is a provincial nomination, to a candidate, saying that that province or territory wants that candidate to come to their province or their territory, that is also 600 points under this Express Entry system. So, of course, the Express Entry gives a clear emphasis on provincial and employers' specific and regional needs. And now we have the statistics. Since January 3rd, 2016, when it passed 1 year of the Express Entry system coming into effect, 191,279 profiles were submitted because through the Express Entry system, candidates have to, the first step is to create a profile with their information, and then they're going to be attributed a score given that, and then there's drawings through the year, and people are receiving invitations to apply for permanent residence. So in the first year of Express Entry, almost 200,000 people applied, 200,000 people submitted their profiles under their Express Entry pool of candidates. 88,048 candidates were found not eligible. So because the Express Entry system is only valid for certain economic immigration programs like the Federal Skilled Worker Program, Federal Skilled Trades Program, Canadian Experience Class, and some streams of some provincial and territorial nominee programs. So some people who created their profile, 88,048 people created their profile on the Express Entry, but they were found not to be eligible. They didn't fit in any one of those programs that the Express Entry covers. As of January 3rd, 2016, there were 60,042 active candidates. So with people with active profiles. And say active profiles because there's people who they are no longer who had a profile in the Express Entry pool of candidates, but no longer have their profile there because 2,656 profiles were already expired. This because when a person creates a profile in the express entry pool of candidates, if it passes 1 year, 12 months, and the person does not receive an invitation to apply, that profile is deemed expire and is erased from the pool of candidates. And then if the person wants to try again, they have to reapply, they have to create a new profile in the pool of candidates. So how the express entry works. So like I said, people are given a score, a comprehensive ranking system score called CRS, based on their different criteria. So here we have, by January 3rd, 2016, the number of candidates with the different scores. Only 236 candidates have scores above 1,000. Right, we can see here, and the majority of them had scores between 350 and 399. So 21,851 profiles had rankings between 300 scores between 350 and 399. 13,000, more than 13,000 had between 400 449. Also, a large majority of people as well, from 18,000 people, more than 18,000 people had scores between 300 and 349. So we can see here this chart. Of course, I'm going to put this link to this report on the description of this video, so you guys can check all this information out on your own pace. Here are the invitations that were issued in their by economic immigration program. So there's all the rounds of draws that immigration made of selecting people from the candidate pool of candidates, and the dates those draws happen. The last draw in 2015, because it's data from 2015 only, there were 23 draws, and what the cutoff score was. I can see here the number of invitations that were issued, the percentage of candidates that had above 600 points, and the number of candidates in each category. So number of candidates that were provincial nominees, federal skilled workers, federal skilled trades, Canadian experience class. Of the express entry candidates that were invited to apply to the provincial nominee program in 2015, 1,528 candidates applied to the provincial nominee program of British Columbia. So the majority of people who apply under the provincial nominee program through the express entry stream of the provincial nominee program apply through British Columbia, followed by Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, Northwest Territories, and this is very interesting. 8 candidates receive invitations to apply. So these are number of candidates that were selected from those draws, from those rounds of draws of people were selected to apply for permanent residence. 8 of them apply through the territorial program of Northwest Territories. That's very interesting. Followed by Ontario, Prince Edward Island, and last, Saskatchewan. So in 2015, this is data from 2015, 3,960, so almost 4,000 people received invitations to apply for permanent residence, applied through the provincial nominee program portion of the express entry. It's important to note that some jurisdictions, so some provinces, some territories, launched their express entry streams through the year of 2015 and only started nominating the candidates in mid-year. So we can expect in 2016, 2017, and so on, there's going to be an increase of people applying through the provincial nominee program, because these numbers were people who received nominations through 2015, and some provinces only established their express entry stream of the provincial nominee program in 2015 as well. And now another very interesting statistic data are the top 10 occupations that receive invitations to apply for permanent residence through the express entry system. You can see here that the number one, the majority of candidates receive invitations to apply add occupations as food service supervisors. That constituted 2,356 applications, so 8% of the total number of invitations to apply. Followed by cooks, information system analysts and consultants, software engineers, computer and programmers, and interactive media developers, university professors and lecturers, retail sales supervisors, graphic designers and illustrators, financial auditors and accountants, financial and investment analysts. There's this NOCS numbers over here. NOC is National Occupation Classification. It's a number that is attributed to your profession. There's a website where you can find what your NOC is. There's this website. Of course, I'm going to put on the link of the description of this video, I'm going to put the link to this website. If you know what your NOC code is, you can put it here on the left side. If you don't, you can just look it up. There's occupational descriptions. So you have here all the management occupations, NOC 0, major group 0, and all the subgroups, types of different managers, that different numbers. As you can see, if you click, then it goes more and more specific. So just to give you guys an idea of where to find your NOC number, which of course is important for the express entry system, because you need to know what your NOC is. So candidates working as food service supervisors or cooks were the largest group of invited candidates in 2015, invited to apply for permanent residence through the express entry, followed by IT professionals, business and finance professionals, or university professors. Those with NOC 63, so food service supervisors or cooks, are more likely to have a lower human capital and a valid job offer, while those in NOC 11, 21, and 40, so IT professionals, business and finance professionals, and university professors, often have high human capital but with no valid job offer. Their comprehensive ranking score was in the 450-599 range. Now, by country of residence and origin of invited candidates, we can see here that the country of residence of the majority of candidates that were successful in the express entry pool of candidates that received invitations to apply for permanent residence were already residing in Canada. This because, again, express entry gives a lot of emphasis if you already have a Canadian degree, or if you work experience in Canada, or if you have a valid job offer from a Canadian employer. And of course, it's easier for a person to apply for jobs in Canada while living already in Canada than if you're abroad, if you're still overseas, right? So 78.1% of the invited candidates as of January 3rd were residing in Canada, a total of 22,111 invited candidates, followed by India, United States, China, England, Philippines, Nigeria, United Arab Emirates, Pakistan, and France. Now, country of citizenship. Of course, country of residence and country of citizenship are two different things. Even though the majority of successful candidates on the express entry system were already residing in Canada, by country of citizenship, the the majority of successful candidates were from India, followed by Philippines, China, United Kingdom, Ireland, United States, Nigeria, South Korea, France, and Australia. This is just the top 10, of course. And they have here also a top 10 of comparison of with the 2014 intake of these categories. So to make a comparison of the number of successful candidates under the Federal Skilled Worker Program, Canadian Experience Class, and Federal Skilled Trades Program in 2014 compared with 2015 already with express entry. So pre-express entry and after the express entry was introduced. There's here a interesting comparison. And while it's too early to conclusively explain this shift in Canadian citizenship, some of the possible factors may include the structure of the comprehensive ranking system and its emphasis on language proficiency and educational credentials. That's why we see here in of the under express entry, a lot of these countries have English as their mother tongue, like United Kingdom or Ireland or United States or Australia, where English is their mother tongue, is their official language. So there's a large chance of people from those countries to be more successful in the express entry system because they are more fluent in English than people who don't have English as their mother tongue. Now we see here turn of number of persons, so that includes the applicants and their family members. As of January 3rd, 37,424 applications were received. This constitutes 21,562 applications from candidates during the invitation rounds, the invitation to apply. And that includes 37,424 applicants and their family members, so including dependent children or their spouses. There are a lot of applications, 15,246 applications that are still in progress. 14,058 were approved. 13,241 already have their visas issued, and 9,739 people who are already admitted into Canada are already in Canadian soil as permanent residents. Now, the applications received by province of destination. The majority of express entry candidates who submitted a permanent resident application chose Alberta, Ontario, or British Columbia as a province of destination. That's not surprising because Ontario has the big cities like Toronto, like Ottawa. It's a lot of people are drawn to live in Ontario. There's a lot of immigrants there for sure. British Columbia because of course there's Vancouver, which is also a popular destination, and Alberta because Alberta is known for being the province of the oil and gas and being a rich province, which is changing, and I know because I live in Alberta. But anyway, people chose this. Alberta, Ontario, British Columbia were the three provinces that were most chosen by candidates for them to live in as permanent residents in the express entry system. And this aligns with destination provinces prior to the express entry, were also Alberta, Ontario, and British Columbia. And has been explained as a combination of community connections. Again, Toronto has a lot of immigrant associations, a lot of immigrants, so all that community connections, all services, infrastructure, and most importantly, jobs. Now, processing times. Citizenship Immigration Canada, then now it's called Immigration Refugees and Citizenship Canada, so IRCC, still getting used to calling it that, had set a target on the express entry of processing 80% of the applications on the express entry in 6 months or less. And processing means until they receive the application, because of course they send the invitation to apply, then the candidates have 30 days to send the application for permanent residence, and since immigration receives the application until issues the decision, Their target was to make that process in 6 months or less. That's called express entry, right? That's why it's called express entry. In 2015, this is data from 2015, 80% of the applications under the federal skilled worker program, the express entry, were finalized in 4.7 months, 3.5 months under applications from Canadian experience class, 4.9, so almost 5 months under the skilled trades program, and 3.8 months under the provincial or territorial nominees. This because there's less people applying under the provincial territorial nomination program, so there's it processes faster, I guess. In general, express entry system is favorable to international students and postgraduate work permit holders because they are awarded significant benefit by the ranking system for their higher education, Canadian work experience, strong official language skills, and more often than not, youth. So they're all factors. International students are almost perfect candidates for the express entry system because they fit the majority of the criteria of the that is required by the express entry system for that for the comprehensive ranking system score, which is having a high education, having Canadian experience, strong official language skills, and the official language, of course, they refer to both English or French, and for being young people. In fact, express entry of active candidates in the pool who have ever been in possession of a study permit in Canada have a higher medium score in comparison with others in the pool. This because, like I said, there's points they are giving for their higher education, or if a person has a Canadian work experience, or if people are fluent in English. So all that can be achieved by international students who are studying and working in Canada. So here is the percentage of people and the number of people in their scores who have or do not have study permits. So you can see a correlation between higher scores and having a study permit, and or having a postgraduate work permit as well. Now, French-speaking candidates. While the number of French-speaking candidates in the express entry pool is still very small, the express entry has the potential to contribute to the vitality and support of the development of Canada's Francophone minority communities. In addition, candidates who speak English and French can receive additional points for their bilingualism, which increases their rank in the pool. So if you're fluent not only in one but in both Canada's official languages, both English and French, you receive additional points for that. So, which of course increases your ranking in the pool. It increases your chances of being receiving an invitation to apply. Express entry active candidates in the pool have submitted results of the TEF, so the Test d'Évaluation de Français, for their first official language, have a higher score of a Canadian ranking system in comparison with others in the pool. Even though only 2% of invited candidates were French-speaking, and only 1% of the candidates of the express entry pool in general were French-speaking. And it says here that they're currently exploring ways to increase the amount of French-speaking candidates interested in applying to come to Canada through express entry. So the conclusion of this report, and I know it's a very long video, I'm sorry for that, but this is a lot of important information to go through. So the conclusion is that this report demonstrates that in 2015, express entry welcomed a diverse range of highly skilled candidates. Provinces, territories, and employers have successfully used express entry to fulfill regional and labor market needs. The processing time commitment has been met, so the 6 months or less has been met, as we saw, and the department continues to monitor results and improve and innovate on its processes and policies. In 2016, we expect that these accomplishments will continue as express entry further stabilizes and the pre-express entry inventory is processed to completion. So I hope you guys liked my video. If you did, please give me a like or subscribe my channel to keep updated what's going on in Canada and with Canadian immigration as well. And I would like to hear your opinions as well. Please feel free to comment on what you think about this report. What information here surprised you the most? Were you surprised that the top two uh, occupations that received more invitations to apply for permanent residence on the express entry were cooks and food service supervisors, and not IT? Like usually people think that IT is in high demand in Canada, but it wasn't the number one pick of in terms of successful invitations to apply for permanent residence. So let me know in the comments